Hello friends, family, total strangers. Today's video is going to be on the National Park Pass. It's also called an Interagency Annual Pass, and it is also called America the Beautiful Pass. So yeah, I am currently in Grand Teton National Park, and I used my pass to get in. And I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute here. So let's talk about the park pass and how much it is. It's $80 for the year. And this is for the regular one. If you're a senior, so they classify that as over 62. If you're 62 or over, you can get a senior pass, which is $80 for your entire lifetime. So you pay it once, $80 your entire lifetime. For me, it's $80 a year. And so let's talk about what you get for that. You get into all national parks for a year. You get into all national monuments. You also get into any BLM rec areas, which can cost money. Any national seashores, national recreation areas, national forest rec areas. So it gets you into a lot of different things. And you know, a lot of like the BLM rec ones and the national forest ones are just like $5 charges. But you know, maybe we wouldn't even stop to see that, you know, that thing if you had to pay $5. Maybe you don't have $5 cash on you, and you know, a lot of people these days don't carry cash or checkbooks with them. So a lot of these places that are self-pay, you know, you couldn't even pay if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm sorry, this is going to be a slightly low energy video. So it's Sunday today. On Friday when I filmed the last one, I was already starting to feel bad, but yesterday I felt really bad, and I just laid in my bed and watched crappy movies all day. And today I was kind of headed that same direction, but I just decided I wanted to get out and get some sunshine and see some stuff. So yeah, here I am. I should say I'm currently on Lee Lake. This is the East Shore beach of Lee Lake. It's about a 2.5 mile hike, so it takes under an hour. And yeah, this is a really pretty spot. I really love it out here. This is a great little sand beach, great view of the Tetons, just a great place to come and relax. And if you're feeling bad or you don't want to do a huge hike, it's really level. It's only 2.5 miles one way, so 5 miles round trip. Pretty relaxed, easy hike. And there are a ton of people on this trail in the middle of summer. Right now, there was a lot of people in the first half mile or so, and then they just disappeared. I only ran into 1 or 2 people after that. But in the summertime, you're going to run into people the whole way out in the middle of summer, in the busy season, mid-June to mid-August. But anyway, back to subject. Yeah, the National Park Pass is awesome. Like, I get a lot of use out of it. $80, it pays for itself inside of 4 national parks pretty much. But then where I find it really valuable is a lot of those places where maybe if I'm just driving by and it's $5 or $10, I might not stop if it costs me money, but I have my park pass, so I just pull it out and go to those. You know, everybody knows about national parks. They're amazing. There's a lot of really cool national monuments that could just as well be national parks. Just absolutely gorgeous. Gets you into those. There's a lot of cool waterfalls and stuff where the area is like a state forest rec area, so it costs money to get into. There's one near Steamboat like that. You have that park pass, you're all set. BLM rec areas. You know, a lot of people think of BLM land as like this brown, crappy desert. And although there are big stretches of brown, crappy desert in BLM land, there's often like these really cool, amazing places in BLM land. And they usually turn them into rec areas, put campgrounds on them, you know, have facilities, so you have to pay to go to the rec area. And yeah, if you have the park pass, you can get into those, no problem. You know, those are usually somewhere between $5 and $10, those BLM rec areas. And yeah, there's some really amazing ones that are definitely worth stopping at. So having the park pass is great. Now, there's another thing that the park pass does. Well, first of all, the senior pass, if you're 62 and you can get the senior pass is extra awesome, because unlike the just the annual park pass, the senior pass gets you half off in national park campgrounds, which is great. So it gets, half off in national park campgrounds, usually. It just kind of depends on the concessionaire and the type of site it is. You know, some electric sites, you know, not necessarily, but usually you'll at least get a discount off an electric site with a senior pass. The park pass, the annual pass like I have, the America the Beautiful pass, you don't get half off of national park campgrounds. However, some national forest campgrounds and some BLM campgrounds and BLM rec areas, you do get half off, which is awesome. So it just depends. You have to look at the board. Sometimes, so what you're looking for on the board is you're looking for it to say half off, and it'll list the different passes, and yours is the just annual interagency pass. There are different types of annual interagency pass, but if it just says on the board half off for interagency passes, you have an interagency pass. If it's only the access pass, which is a handicap pass and senior pass, it'll say that on the board. If it just says interagency pass holders half off, that includes your pass. If you go to the government websites, they'll all tell you that you don't get any discounts for camping. But that is a discrepancy, because by the individual campgrounds, some of them do. So, you know, if in doubt, if there's a campground host, you can ask the campground host. But I think that's a really cool thing. I've stayed at lots of campgrounds where it said specifically on the board that my pass was good. And several BLM campgrounds as well. And some manned ones where they told me, you know, where I asked and they told me it was good. So if it's manned, you can always just ask, which is, so that's that. So I mean, that's pretty much that. Let me show you what the pass looks like. Yeah, it's super windy. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. This is the America the Beautiful pass. This is the interagency annual pass. And yeah, $80 gets you into a bunch of stuff. And I can't imagine, at least for the type of van dwelling that I do, I can't imagine not having it. It's super useful and it's good for a calendar year. So if you buy it on May 1st of 2018, it's good to the end of May of 2019. So even a little more than a calendar year, just depending on when you buy it. So yeah, that's my national park pass. So I'm just going to show you some footage now of the hike out here, and just a little more of the area. This is the East Shore Beach on Lee Lake, Leigh. This is String Lake in Grand Teton National Park, the beginning of the hike to Lee Lake. This is still String Lake. Probably just about less than 5 minutes down the trail, people have already started to thin out. But there are definitely a lot of people on this trail. This is Lee Lake. This is East Shore Beach on Lee Lake, one of the few sand beaches in Grand Teton National Park. Not too shabby. I know it's the down season here, you know, before Labor Day and late August, and then it picks back again up after Labor Day, but I have the beach to myself. That's pretty shocking. Pretty happy about it. It's a little windy. If it wasn't this windy, you'd really be able to see the watercolor, which is amazing. It's this kind of turquoise green because it's so shallow for the first maybe quarter, eighth of a mile going out in the lake. I think it's time for a little picnic lunch. This is one of the backpacking spots on Lee Lake here on the beach. Not too shabby. One last thing to note is that interagency pass does nothing for state parks. So state parks, state forests, things like that, it does nothing on. Nothing. With the exception of the Redwoods State Parks in Northern California have a reciprocity with Redwoods National Park, so your park pass does get you into the Redwood State Parks in Northern California. But other than that, yes, it doesn't work for state parks. So that's pretty much my video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I think my next video is going to be on free camping and how to find it. So yeah, see you then. That was cheesy. I'm cheesy.